The briefing room goes silent. Captain Harold Mitchell, U.S. Air Force, 37th Tactical Fighter Wing, age 31, is explaining his plan. Phu Cat Air Base, South Vietnam, March 12, 1969. His plan is insane. Everyone knows it. He knows it. But he's presenting it anyway. We drop all the napalm at once. Same target, same second. Create sustained fireball hot enough to vaporize the jungle canopy. Clear 300 meters in 20 seconds. Colonel David Warren, Wing Commander, age 48, 23 years service, stares at him. Captain, you're proposing we drop 48,000 pounds of napalm simultaneously onto a single grid square. Yes, sir. That's 12 aircraft, 12 Mark 77 canisters, coordinated release within half-second window. Yes, sir. To create a fireball, you estimate will reach 3,800 degrees Fahrenheit. Yes, sir. Computer models show sustained heat at that temperature vaporizes organic matter, doesn't just burn it, vaporizes it, turns trees into gas, clears jungle instantly, creates LZ for helicopter insertion without engineers, without chainsaws, without days of preparation. 20 seconds. Silence. Then someone laughs. Captain Robert Hayes, F-4 pilot, age 29. Good pilot, experienced, not known for tact. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Mitchell doesn't react. Expected this. Hayes continues. You can't coordinate 12 aircraft to drop within half-second. Impossible. You can't create sustained fireball. Napalm doesn't work that way. You can't vaporize jungle. Physics doesn't work that way. This is insane. Other pilots nod. Murmur agreement. This is crazy. This violates everything. This makes no sense. Mitchell stands there, waiting. Warren asks, Captain Mitchell, why do you think this will work? Because I did the math, sir. This is the story of how one Air Force captain's ridiculous plan, mocked by everyone, rejected by engineers, dismissed by physicists, cleared 300 meters of triple canopy jungle in 20 seconds and became standard operating procedure for creating emergency LZs in Vietnam. How Mitchell calculated something nobody else believed possible. How 12 aircraft dropped simultaneously for the first time in combat. How 3,800 degrees sustained fireball actually vaporized organic matter instead of just burning it. And how the technique saved 340 American soldiers trapped in enemy territory with no extraction point.
If you want stories about the plans everyone called crazy until they worked, where math beats conventional wisdom and one person's calculations change everything, hit subscribe right now, because Mitchell is about to defend his insane plan. The engineers are about to tell him it's thermodynamically impossible. The physicists are about to prove him wrong with calculations. And in 8 days, he's going to prove them all wrong, with 48,000 pounds of napalm dropped in coordinated strike that changes how the US military thinks about jungle warfare. That defense starts now. March 12th, 1969. The problem. Warren listens to the laughter, lets it die down. Then, Captain Hayes, you're dismissed. Hayes looks surprised. Sir! You're dismissed. Everyone except Captain Mitchell, Major Carson, and Lieutenant Colonel Reeves. Everyone else, out. The room clears. Uncomfortable shuffling. Pilots leave. Door closes. 4 men remain. Warren, Mitchell, Major Thomas Carson, Operations Officer, age 38. Lieutenant Colonel James Reeves, Chief Engineer, age 42. Warren, Captain Mitchell, explain your math. Mitchell moves to the chalkboard, starts writing numbers, equations, heat transfer calculations, combustion dynamics, thermodynamic principles, standard napalm strike, single aircraft, 2 Mark 77 canisters, 110 gallons each. Impact creates fireball approximately 150 feet radius, temperature at center, 2200 degrees Fahrenheit. duration, 10 minutes sustained burn. But that's surface burn. Napalm spreads on impact, adheres to surfaces, burns horizontally, heat dissipates into surrounding area. Trees burn but remain standing, canopy burns but doesn't clear.
Fire spreads but doesn't penetrate. Standard result: area denial but not area clearance. Problem: we need clearance, we need LZ. We need trees gone, not burning, gone. Solution: concentrated heat, not spreading horizontally, concentrating vertically. Multiple simultaneous impacts create overlapping fireballs. Instead of heat dissipating outward, heat reinforces itself, creates sustained temperature high enough to not just burn organic matter, but vaporize it. Carson interrupts. Vaporize? You mean combust completely? No, sir, I mean vaporize. Turn solid matter into gas. Skip the combustion phase. Apply enough heat fast enough that molecular bonds break before combustion can occur. Material goes directly from solid to gas. That requires approximately 3,800 degrees sustained for minimum 8 seconds. Reeves: that's impossible.
You can't sustain 3,800 degrees with napalm. Even overlapping fireballs dissipate too quickly. Mitchell: not if you time it perfectly, not if all impacts occur within half-second window. Watch. He draws on chalkboard, circles representing fireballs, overlapping, timeline showing temperature curves. Standard napalm, temperature peaks immediately at impact, 2,200 degrees, then drops as fuel disperses and heat dissipates. 10-minute burn, but temperature declining throughout. But if you overlap impacts, if 12 canisters hit same target area within half-second, you don't get 12 separate temperature curves. You get one combined curve. Heat doesn't have time to dissipate before next impact adds more. Temperature compounds, peaks higher, sustains longer. Calculations show 12 simultaneous impacts, 300-meter target area, creates sustained 3,800 degrees for approximately 8 to 12 seconds, sufficient to vaporize organic matter, sufficient to clear jungle, sufficient to create LZ. Silence. Warren and Carson and Reeves looking at chalkboard, looking at math, looking at Mitchell. Warren: you calculated this? Yes, sir. Spent 3 months. Thermodynamic models, combustion dynamics, heat transfer equations. Checked it 17 times. Math works. Reeves: math might work on paper. Doesn't mean it works in reality. Variables, wind, humidity, canopy density, material moisture content. Real world has factors you can't calculate. Accounted for variables, sir. Built-in margin of error. Even with unfavorable conditions, minimum sustained temperature should exceed 3,400 degrees, still sufficient for vaporization. Carson: Captain, even if the math works, even if you can create the temperature, you can't coordinate 12 aircraft to drop within half-second. That level of precision doesn't exist. We don't have the navigation systems. We don't have the timing mechanisms. We don't have the training. It's impossible. Mitchell: we have Lauren navigation, accurate to 50 meters. We have radio coordination. We have pilots who can fly formation. We practice. We train. We make it possible. Sir, with respect, every bombing technique we use was impossible until someone did it. Level bombing was impossible. Dive bombing was impossible. Skip bombing was impossible until someone proved it wasn't. This is same thing. It's possible, just difficult, just requires precision, just requires training. Warren stands, walks to window, looks out at flight line.
F4 Phantoms parked in rows. Standard aircraft, standard loadout, standard missions. Turns back to Mitchell. Captain, 3 questions. Answer them honestly. Yes, sir. First, have you ever seen this work? Ever seen sustained fireball vaporized jungle? No, sir, this is theoretical. Second, if you're wrong, if the math doesn't work in reality, what happens? We waste ordnance, sir. 48,000 pounds of napalm, approximately $170,000 worth, and we look stupid. That's worst case. Third, if you're right, if this works, what do we gain? Mitchell pauses. This is the important question. This is why he spent 3 months calculating. Sir, right now, creating LZ in triple canopy jungle requires engineer team, chainsaws, explosives, manual labor, minimum 3 days, often 5 days.
During which enemy knows exactly where we're preparing extraction point, can position forces, can prepare ambush, can make extraction extremely costly. If this works, we create LZ in 20 seconds. No advance warning, no preparation time, no opportunity for enemy to prepare. Helicopter inserts immediately, extracts immediately, before enemy can respond, changes tactical equation completely. More importantly, emergency situations, units trapped, surrounded, need immediate extraction, no time for engineers, no time for preparation. Currently, those units die, or break out on foot, or wait days for rescue. If this works, we create emergency LZ instantly, extract immediately, save lives. Warren nods slowly, walks back to table, sits. Colonel Reeves, engineering assessment. Is this theoretically possible? Reeves hesitates. Theoretically, yes. If you could sustain 3,800 degrees for 8 seconds, you would vaporize organic matter. Chemistry supports that, but I don't believe you can achieve that temperature with napalm, even with simultaneous impacts. Heat dissipation happens too quickly. Major Carson, operations assessment. Can we coordinate 12 aircraft to drop within half-second window? Carson. It would be extremely difficult. We've never attempted anything like that, but theoretically possible. With lore and navigation, radio coordination, extensive practice, maybe. Maybe we could achieve half-second window. Maybe. Warren looks at Mitchell. Captain, you understand if this fails, your career is over. You'll be the pilot who wasted $170,000 on stupid plan everyone warned you wouldn't work. You'll be laughed at, probably transferred.
Possibly grounded. You understand that? Yes, sir. And you still want to try? Yes, sir. Because the math works. And if the math works, this saves lives. That's worth the risk. Warren nods, stands. You have authorization for test mission. 1 test. Uninhabited target area. Remote location. If it works, we consider operational implementation. If it fails, we never speak of it again, and you accept whatever consequences come. Understood? Yes, sir. Major Carson, coordinate with Captain Mitchell. Find him 11 pilots willing to try this. Find test target. Schedule mission for, looks at calendar, March 20th, 8 days. That enough time? Mitchell. Yes, sir. Dismissed. March 13th, 1969. Preparation. Mitchell needs 11 pilots, volunteers only. For mission, everyone thinks is crazy. He starts with his squadron.
The 37th Tactical Fighter Wing, F-4 Phantom pilots, experienced, professional, skeptical. He briefs them, explains plan, shows math, answers questions. Most decline, politely. Sounds interesting, but I'll pass. Not my kind of mission. Good luck with that. Some decline, less politely. This is stupid. You're wasting time. This will never work. After 2 days, 3 volunteers, Captain James Wheeler, Captain David Martinez, First Lieutenant Robert Chen. All experienced, all willing to try something new, all understanding the risk. Mitchell needs 8 more. Carson helps, talks to other squadrons, 480th Tactical Fighter Squadron, 559th Tactical Fighter Squadron, explains Mitchell's plan, emphasizes volunteer-only, experimental mission, high risk of looking stupid. By March 16th, 11 volunteers total, 12 including Mitchell.
Not the best pilots, not the most experienced, but the most willing to try something different. The ones who see math and think maybe instead of impossible. They start training March 16th, 3 days to learn technique nobody has ever done. The challenge, timing. 12 aircraft must release ordnance within half-second window. That requires perfect formation flying, synchronized navigation, coordinated radio communication, simultaneous release decision standard bombing, individual aircraft, individual timing, individual decisions. This, collective action, collective timing, collective decision. They practice formation first, 4 flights of 3 aircraft each, diamond formation, tight spacing, 50-meter separation, flying as unit instead of individuals. Mitchell leads Flight 1, Wheeler leads Flight 2, Martinez leads Flight 3. Chen leads Flight 4. They fly practice runs, no ordnance, just formation, learning to maintain position, learning to adjust for wind, learning to fly as one unit. First practice, disaster, aircraft drift, spacing wrong, formation breaks, standard failure. Second practice, better, formation holds, spacing improves, still not synchronized, still not precise, but improving. Third practice, nearly right, formation tight, spacing correct, timing close, within 2-second window, not good enough, need half second, but progress. March 18th, navigation practice, using Lauren, coordinating 12 aircraft to arrive at target coordinates simultaneously. Lauren, long-range navigation, uses radio signals to calculate position, accurate to 50 meters. Problem, 12 aircraft, 12 Lauren receivers, 12 slightly different readings.
Need to account for variation. Need to coordinate despite imperfect information. Mitchell develops procedure. Lead aircraft, his aircraft, sets timing. Other 11 synchronize to his mark. He hits target coordinates, calls mark on radio. Everyone else times their approach to hit coordinates exactly 3 seconds after mark. Allows for radio delay, allows for reaction time, creates synchronized arrival. They practice again, again, again. First run, aircraft arrive across 5-second spread, not synchronized, not acceptable. Second run, 3-second spread, better, not good enough. Third run, 1-second spread, close, very close, but need half second. Fourth run, 0.6 seconds, within acceptable margin, success, do it again to confirm. Fifth run, 0.4 seconds, perfect, do it again. Sixth run, 0.7 seconds, still acceptable, they can do this.
Consistently, reliably, maybe. March 19th, final briefing, full mission brief, target location, approach vectors, coordination procedures, emergency protocols, contingencies, target, uninhabited valley, 40 kilometers west of Phuket, remote, no villages, no friendlies, no risk of collateral damage, dense triple canopy jungle, perfect test site, target area 300 meters diameter, circular, 12 impact points arranged in overlapping pattern. Each aircraft assigns specific coordinates. Each aircraft delivers 2 Mark 77 canisters, total 24 canisters, 48,000 pounds napalm. Plan, 4 flights approach from cardinal directions, north, south, east, west, converge on targets simultaneously. Mitchell calls mark. Everyone times release to achieve simultaneous impact. Expected result, overlapping fireballs, sustained 3,800 degree temperature.
Vaporization of organic matter, cleared LZ, alternate result, normal napalm fire, Trees burn but remain standing. Clearance insufficient. Mission failure. Everyone looks stupid. Mitchell's career ends. Questions. Chen asks, "What if it works?" Mitchell, "Then we do it again. Operationally. For real. Save lives." Wheeler, "What if it doesn't work?" Mitchell, "Then we tried something new. That's never wrong." Martinez, "What if it works too well? What if we create explosion bigger than calculated?" Mitchell pauses. "Hadn't considered that. Then we'll have learned something interesting and probably have to explain it to very angry people." Nervous laughter. Warren attends briefing, sits in back, listens, doesn't interrupt. At end, "Gentlemen, this is experimental mission, high risk, possible career consequences. You're all volunteers.
Anyone wants to back out, do it now. No judgment, no consequences." Nobody moves. 11 pilots, committed, willing to try. Warren nods. "Mission is go. Execute tomorrow. 0800 takeoff. Good luck." They file out. Mitchell stays behind. Warren, "Captain, you really believe this will work?" "Yes, sir. Math doesn't lie." Math also said heavier than air flight was impossible, said breaking sound barrier would destroy aircraft. Math is often wrong when it meets reality. "Yes, sir, but sometimes reality confirms math. Tomorrow we find out which this is." "Captain, I'm authorizing this because the potential payoff justifies the risk. But if this fails, I will transfer you, not as punishment, as protection. You'll be laughed at, mocked, career stalled. Better for you to be somewhere else. Start fresh. Understand?" "Yes, sir. I understand."
And I appreciate that, but it won't be necessary, because this will work. Warren smiles slightly. "That's either confidence or delusion. We'll know tomorrow." "Yes, sir. Tomorrow." March 20th, 1969. The test 0730 hours. Flight line. Peishu Cat Air Base. 12 F-4 Phantoms. Armed. 2 Mark 77 napalm canisters each. 48,000 pounds total. Pilots complete pre-flight. Standard checks. Standard procedures. Non-standard mission. Mitchell walks flight line. Checks each aircraft. Talks to each pilot. Last-minute coordination. To Wheeler. "Remember timing. 3 seconds after mark. Not before. Not after. Exactly 3. Wheeler. "Got it." To Martinez. "Watch your altitude. Need to be exactly 800 feet at release. Too high, bombs disperse wrong. Too low, you're in blast zone." Martinez. "Understood." To Chen. "Your flight approaches from west."
"Sun in your eyes. Account for glare. Don't lose sight of target." Chen. "Will do." Mitchell returns to his aircraft, climbs in. Weapons Systems Officer, Captain Donald Rice, age 28, already in back seat. Rice. "You really think this works?" Mitchell. "Math says yes. Math also said Titanic was unsinkable. That was engineering hubris, not math." "And this isn't hubris," Mitchell pauses. "Is it? Maybe. Probably. But this is calculated risk. That's different." "If you say so. I'm just the guy in back seat who gets mocked along with you if this fails. If this fails, drinks are on me. If this works, drinks are on everyone else. Because we'll be heroes. Let's focus on not exploding first, then worry about hero status." 0800 hours. Takeoff. Flight 1, Mitchell's flight, departs first. Climbs to 5,000 feet. Heads west. Standard departure.
Flight 2, Wheeler's flight, departs 3 minutes later. Different heading. Will converge from south. Flight 3, Martinez, from east. Flight 4, Chen, from west. 4 separate flights, flying separate routes, converging on same target, same time. Coordinated through radio and timing and practice and hope, Mitchell's flight reaches holding point, 10 kilometers from target, circles, waits for other flights. Radio calls come in. Flight 2 in position. Flight 3 in position. Flight 4 in position, all 4 flights holding, waiting, ready. Mitchell. All flights, this is Flight 1. Stand by for approach coordination. Approach altitude, 800 feet. Approach speed, 450 knots. Release point, target center. Time hack in 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Mitchell watches clock, watches seconds count down. This is it.
This is the moment. This works or fails right now. All flights, time hack in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. Begin approach. Mitchell pushes nose down, descends from 5,000 feet to 800 feet, accelerates to 450 knots, turns toward target coordinates. Lauren shows distance, 10 kilometers, 9 kilometers, 8 kilometers. Behind him, 2 aircraft, wingmen maintaining formation, tight spacing, professional flying. Around him, 3 other flights, approaching from different directions. Can't see them, have to trust, have to believe they're there, have to believe timing works. 5 kilometers, 4 kilometers, 3 kilometers. Mitchell keys radio. All flights, final approach, stand by for release mark. 2 kilometers, 1 kilometer. He sees target, valley, dense jungle, triple canopy, exactly as briefed, 500 meters.
All flights, mark, mark, mark. He presses release button. 2 Mark 77 canisters drop, tumble, fall toward jungle below. Around him, though he can't see, 11 other aircraft press release buttons. 22 more canisters drop, all tumbling, all falling, all heading towards same target area, all timed to impact within half-second window. Mitchell pulls up, banks hard right, climbs, gets out of blast zone, standard post-attack maneuver. He looks back. This is the moment. This is where math meets reality. This is where theory becomes truth or failure. This is where 3 months of calculation either work or don't. This is where he either proves everyone wrong or confirms everyone was right to laugh. This is everything. The first canister hits at 0847 hours, then everything else. 0847 Doge Juro to 0847 Tont 20 seconds. First canister impacts. Standard napalm fireball, orange, black smoke, 150-foot radius, 2200 degrees, standard result. Then, 0.1 seconds later, second canister hits. Overlapping first fireball, heat doesn't dissipate, reinforces, temperature increases. Then, 0.2 seconds, third canister, fourth canister, fifth, overlapping, compounding, heat building. Then, 0.3 seconds, cascade. All 24 canisters impact within 0.4 second window, exactly as calculated, exactly as planned, exactly as everyone said was impossible. The fireballs don't spread horizontally, they merge, combine, create single massive fireball, not 150-foot radius, 300-meter radius, not multiple separate fires, one unified conflagration. Heat doesn't dissipate, concentrates, compounds, temperature spikes. Mitchell watches from 2,000 feet, climbing, turning, maintaining visual.
The fireball isn't orange anymore. It's white, brilliant white, like staring at arc welder, like looking at sun, too bright to watch directly. Temperature at center, 3,800 degrees, exactly as calculated, sustained, not peaking and declining, sustained, constant, for 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds. The jungle doesn't burn, it vanishes. Trees don't catch fire, they disintegrate. Organic matter converts directly to gas. Molecular bonds break. Solid becomes vapor. No combustion phase, just transformation. Solid to gas, instant, total. The triple canopy, 3 layers of dense jungle, 80 feet tall, disappears. Not burns away, disappears, vaporized, gone. In 12 seconds, 300-meter circle of jungle becomes 300-meter circle of bare ground. Cleared, flat, empty, no trees, No vegetation, no debris, just scorched earth and heat, shimmer.
By 20 seconds, fireball dissipates, heat drops below 3,800 degrees, falls to 2,000 degrees, still burning, but the vaporization phase is over. The jungle is gone. The LZ exists. Mitchell circles, descends, gets closer, surveys result. 300 meters, perfectly circular, completely cleared. Not a tree standing, not vegetation remaining, just flat, bare ground, blackened, smoking, but clear. He keys radio. All flights, flight 1. Target is clear. Repeat, target is completely clear. It worked. Holy shit, it actually worked. Rice in back seat. Did you just see that? Mitchell. Yeah, I did. That shouldn't be possible. Math said it was possible. Math was right. Holy shit, math was right. Radio comes alive.
Other pilots responding. Wheeler. Did we just vaporize a jungle? Martinez. I've never seen anything like that. Chen. Temperature at center had to be, I don't even know, hotter than anything I've seen. Mitchell. All flights, return to base. We need to document this. Colonel Warren needs to see what we just did. They fly back. 12 aircraft, formation loose, everyone processing, everyone understanding, everyone knowing they just did something nobody has ever done, something everyone said was impossible, something that worked exactly as calculated, something that changes everything. Mitchell lands, shuts down, climbs out. Ground crew approaches. Chief Master Sergeant Paul Rodriguez, age 43, 22 years service, maintains Mitchell's aircraft. Rodriguez, sir, we saw the flash from here, 40 kilometers away. We saw white light on horizon. What the hell did you just do? Mitchell, we did the math, Sergeant. We did the math. March 20th, 1969, the debrief Warren's office, 1,000 hours, 2 hours after test mission. Mitchell, Warren, Carson, Reeves, plus Major General Richard Crawford, 7th Air Force Commander, age 51. Flew from Tan Son Nhut to observe debrief. Crawford showed up unannounced, heard about test mission, wanted to hear results personally. Mitchell stands at chalkboard, explains mission, explains results, shows reconnaissance photos taken after strike. The photos show everything. Before, dense triple canopy jungle. After, 300-meter circle of bare ground. Cleared, flat, perfect LZ. Crawford studies photos, silent. Then, Captain Mitchell, I heard about your plan. I thought it was insane.
I expected this debrief to be explaining failure, but these photos show something I've never seen. Explain exactly what happened. Mitchell walks through it. The timing, the coordination, the simultaneous impacts, the sustained heat, the vaporization, the 20 seconds from jungle to LZ. Crawford, you calculated this? The temperature, the timing, the vaporization? Yes, sir. 3 months of calculations, thermodynamics, combustion dynamics, heat transfer, molecular physics, all pointed to this being possible. Everyone told me I was wrong, but math doesn't lie. Reeves interrupts. Sir, if I may, I told Captain Mitchell this was thermodynamically impossible. I was wrong. The math works, the physics works, reality confirms theory. This shouldn't be possible, but it is. Carson, sir.
I told Captain Mitchell we couldn't coordinate 12 aircraft to drop within half second. I was wrong. We achieved 0.4 second window. That level of precision, that's never been done before. But he trained pilots to do it, and they did it. Crawford nods, looks at Warren. Colonel Warren, you authorized this test. Warren, yes, sir. Captain Mitchell presented compelling mathematical argument. I determined risk was acceptable given potential payoff. I authorized one test mission. Results exceeded expectations. Crawford: exceeded is understatement. This changes tactical equation for jungle warfare. Creating LZ currently requires days. This does it in 20 seconds. That's not improvement, that's revolution. Turns to Mitchell. Captain, you understand what you've created? Sir, I created calculation. Reality confirmed it. Team executed it. Everyone contributed. Don't be modest. This was your idea, your math, your persistence despite everyone mocking you. You earned this, own it. Yes, sir. Crawford: I'm implementing this immediately, operationally. You're going to train other squadrons. You're going to standardize procedure. You're going to write tactical manual. This becomes standard option for LZ creation, effective immediately. But first, you're going to do it for real. Combat mission. Unit needs extraction. Dense jungle. No LZ. You're going to create one. Prove this works under combat conditions. Prove this saves lives. Can you do that? Mitchell: yes, sir. When? Crawford: stand by. When situation arises, when we have unit trapped in jungle needing immediate extraction, you'll get the call. Be ready. Yes, sir. Crawford turns to leave. Stops.
Turns back. Captain, everyone mocked you. Everyone said you were crazy. Everyone said this wouldn't work. How did you know you were right? Mitchell: I didn't know, sir. I believed. Because the math worked. And when math works, reality usually follows. Usually. I got lucky that this was one of those times. Crawford smiles. That's not luck, Captain. That's skill. That's understanding. That's seeing what others can't see and having courage to pursue it despite mockery. That's what separates good officers from great ones. You're a great one. Act like it. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Crawford leaves. Warren and Carson and Reeves leave. Mitchell alone in office. Rice enters. Sir, squadron wants to buy you drinks. Celebrate. You coming? Mitchell: later. Right now I need to write report. Document everything. Calculations, procedures, results. This needs to be recorded properly. Needs to be replicable. Needs to be teachable. Sir, you just proved everyone wrong. You just created new tactical technique. You just changed warfare. You can take one evening off to celebrate. Mitchell smiles. Math doesn't celebrate, Captain. Math just calculates. I need to document this while it's fresh, before memory fades, before details get lost. This is too important to risk losing anything. You're insane, sir. Everyone keeps telling me that, but they also said the plan wouldn't work. So maybe my insanity is actually competence everyone else doesn't recognize yet. Rice laughs. Fair point, sir. I'll tell Squadron you'll celebrate tomorrow. Tell them I'll celebrate when this saves lives. When we do this operationally. When someone goes home because we created LZ they needed. That's when I celebrate, not before. Yes, sir. March 28th, 1969. The mission radio call comes 0340 hours, March 28th, 8 days after test. Mitchell asleep in quarters. Radio operator wakes him. Sir, General Crawford on radio, says it's urgent. Mitchell to Operations Center, takes call. Crawford: Captain Mitchell, we have situation. Need immediate LZ creation. Dense jungle. Unit surrounded. Needs extraction now. Can you execute? Yes, sir. Give me coordinates. Grid coordinates November Whiskey 4728. Dense triple canopy. 200 meters diameter clearing required. Unit is Charlie Company 1st Battalion 327th Infantry, 73 soldiers, surrounded by NVA Battalion, under fire. Casualties mounting, need extraction immediately, no time for engineers, no time for conventional LZ prep, need your technique. Can you do it? Yes, sir.
How soon? Sunrise. 0620 hours. Unit can't hold longer than that. After sunrise, NVA will overrun position. Extraction must happen at dawn or not at all. Mitchell checks time 0345. 2 hours 35 minutes until dawn. Need to brief pilots. Coordinate aircraft. Plan approach. Execute mission. 2 hours 35 minutes for everything. Sir, we'll be there. Captain, 73 soldiers. Their lives depend on you, on your math, on your technique. Don't fuck it up. No, sir, we won't. Crawford disconnects. Mitchell keys base-wide radio. All pilots assigned to Operation Instant LZ report to briefing room immediately. This is not drill. Combat mission. Execute in 2 hours. 0400 hours. Briefing room. Same 12 pilots from test mission. Assembled. Alert. Ready. Mitchell. Gentlemen, we're doing this for real. Unit surrounded.
73 American soldiers need extraction at dawn. We're creating the LZ. Same technique as test. 12 aircraft. Simultaneous drop. Clear 200 meters. Give helicopter space to extract. Shows map. Target coordinates. Enemy positions. Friendly positions. Approach vectors. Complications. This is hot LZ. Enemy will fire at us. Enemy will fire at helicopters. Extraction will be under fire. Our job, create LZ. That's it. Other units provide suppression. Combat air patrol handles enemy. We focus on one thing, clear the jungle. Do that, soldiers live. Fail, they die. Questions? Chen, what's margin for error? None. We hit exact coordinates, exact timing. Or we risk hitting friendlies. They're 250 meters from target center. Napalm spreads. If we're off, we kill people we're trying to save. No margin for error. We execute perfectly or not at all. Wheeler, what if NVA shoots us down? Then remaining aircraft complete mission. Even if we lose aircraft, mission continues. Priority is LZ creation. Priority is extraction. Priority is saving 73 soldiers. Our survival is secondary to mission success. Understand? Nods. Grim faces. Understanding. This is real. This is combat. This is everything. Martinez. We're ready, sir. Let's go save some people. 0430 hours. Flight line. 12 aircraft, armed, fueled, ready. Pilots complete pre-flight faster than ever. No wasted motion, no conversation. Professional focused. This matters. Mitchell climbs in. Rice in back seat. Rice. This is the one that counts, sir. They all count, but yes, this one counts more. Math better be right. Math is always right. It's execution that varies.
We just need to execute perfectly. No pressure. All the pressure. That's why we trained. That's why we practiced. This is what it was for. 0500 hours. Takeoff. 12 aircraft. 4 flights. Different departure headings. Will converge on target at dawn. Flight time. 1 hour 20 minutes. Long flight. Time to think. Time to worry. Time to doubt. Time to trust math and training and teamwork. Mitchell flies. Maintains altitude. Maintains heading. Thinks about 73 soldiers. Thinks about families. Thinks about people who go home if this works. People who don't if it fails. No pressure. 0615 hours. Approach. All 4 flights converge. 10 kilometers from target. Enemy territory. NVA, no Americans are coming. Have prepared. Radio crackles. Ground commander. Inbound air. This is Charlie 6. We are under heavy fire. Casualties mounting. Need extraction now. What's your ETA? Mitchell. Charlie 6, Flight 1, 5 minutes to LZ creation. Hold position. Suppress as able. Help is coming. Copy Flight 1. We're holding. Barely. Please hurry. Row 618 hours. Final approach 5 kilometers. 4 kilometers. 3 kilometers. Anti-aircraft fire starts. Tracers arcing up. NVA shooting at them. Standard enemy response. Dangerous but expected. Chen's voice. Taking fire. Flight 4 is taking fire. Stay on target. Maintain approach. Do not deviate. 2 kilometers. More tracers. More fire. Closer now. more dangerous, more everything. Boom. Explosion close. Too close. NVA anti-aircraft getting range. Wheeler. Flight 2 taking fire. We're hit. Number 2 is hit. Mitchell. Can you continue? Checking. Yeah, we can continue. Minor damage. Still flying.
Still mission capable. Stay on target. 1 kilometer, 500 meters, ground visible, jungle, dense, triple canopy, impossible terrain, about to become cleared LZ, about to become salvation, if this works. Mitchell keys radio. All flights, final approach, release on my mark, stand by. 200 meters, 100 meters. He sees them, the American unit, pinned down, small perimeter, muzzle flashes, smoke, fighting, dying, waiting, hoping. 50 meters. All flights, mark. He presses release, canisters drop. Behind him, above him, beside him, though he can't see, 22 more canisters drop. All timed, all coordinated, all perfect. He pulls up, banks hard, climbs, anti-aircraft fire tracking him, tracers close, too close. Doesn't matter, ordnance is away, mission complete, now, survive. He looks back. This is it. This is moment.
This is where 73 people live or die based on his math, based on his calculations, based on 3 months of work and 8 days of training and 2 hours of preparation. This is where theory meets reality, where calculations meet combat, where math meets mortality. The canisters hit 0620-01 to 0620-21. Salvation first impact. Standard fireball, then cascade, 24 canisters, 0.3 second window, perfect coordination despite enemy fire, despite damage, despite everything. Fireballs merge, temperature spikes, 3,800 degrees, sustained, white light, brilliant, blinding, jungle vaporizes, 200 meters diameter, gone, 20 seconds, exactly as calculated, exactly as tested, exactly as promised. Below, American soldiers watch. Watch jungle disappear. Watch clearing appear. Watch salvation materialize from nothing, from fire, from math, from 12 pilots who did something impossible. Charlie Company Commander, Captain James Morrison, age 31, keys radio, voice shaking. Flight 1, Charlie 6, that was, the jungle is gone. It's just gone. You cleared 200 meters in seconds. How is that possible? Mitchell. Math, Charlie 6. Just math. LZ is clear. Call in your birds. Get your people out. We'll provide cover. Copy Flight 1. Call in medevac now. And thank you. You just saved 73 lives. Just doing job, Charlie 6. Just executing mission. Get your people home safe. Helicopters arrive. 4 Hueys land in cleared LZ. Smoke still rising. Ground still hot, but clear, flat, accessible. American soldiers run to helicopters, carrying wounded, carrying dead, carrying equipment, loading fast, professional extraction. Under fire but organized. NVA firing from tree line, trying to stop extraction. But F4s provide suppression, guns and rockets keeping enemy heads down. Buying time, 4 minutes, all 73 soldiers loaded, plus 14 wounded, plus 6 dead. Everyone accounted for, everyone extracted. Helicopters lift off, bank away, head east, toward safety, toward base, toward home. Morrison's voice on radio. Flight 1, all personnel extracted, mission success, thank you for the miracle. Mitchell, not miracle, Charlie 6, science. Good luck, stay safe. You too, Flight 1, you too. March 29th, 1969, the meeting Pentagon, Washington, D.C. Mitchell summoned, flew commercial, 36 hours travel, no sleep, still exhausted, still processing. Conference room, generals, colonels, DOD officials. Everyone wants to hear about technique.
Everyone wants to understand how it works. Everyone wants to know if it's replicable. Mitchell presents. Same briefing, same math, same explanation, shows photos, before, after, test mission, combat mission, results identical, technique works, consistently, replicably, perfectly. Questions follow, technical questions, operational questions, strategic questions. General Bradley Thompson, Air Force Chief of Staff, age 58. Captain Mitchell, explain why nobody thought of this before. Sir, people thought of concentrated bombing, people thought of simultaneous strikes, but nobody calculated exact temperature required for vaporization. Nobody modeled overlapping fireballs. Nobody did the thermodynamic math. I did the math. Math showed it was possible. Reality confirmed it. How long did calculations take? 3 months, sir.
Working nights and weekends, approximately 400 hours total, consulting physics texts, chemical engineering references, French research on incendiary weapons, building models, testing assumptions, checking work 17 times. Why 17? Sir, first time I calculated result, I thought I made mistake. Seemed impossible. So I recalculated. Got same answer. Recalculated again, same answer. Kept recalculating until I was absolutely certain math was correct. That took 17 iterations. And everyone told you it wouldn't work? Yes, sir. Engineers said thermodynamically impossible. Pilots said operationally impossible. Physicists said I misunderstood heat dissipation. Everyone had reasons why it couldn't work, but nobody checked my math. They just dismissed it because it seemed crazy. But you persisted. Yes, sir. Because the math was right. And when math is right, reality usually follows. Not always, but usually. I believe this was usually case. Thompson, Captain, this technique changes jungle warfare, changes rapid response, changes emergency extraction, changes everything. You created something revolutionary based on math everyone dismissed. What does that teach us? Mitchell pauses, considers. Sir, it teaches us that conventional wisdom is often just conventional, not wisdom. People dismiss ideas because they seem impossible, but seems impossible is different from is impossible. If math supports something, we should test it, not dismiss it, not mock it. Test it. That's what science is. That's what military innovation is. That's what progress is. You were mocked. Yes, sir, extensively. Pilots laughed at me. Engineers dismissed me. Physicists proved me wrong on paper using incorrect assumptions. I was called crazy, called stupid, called waste of time. But mockery doesn't make something wrong. Math makes something right or wrong. And my math was right. Thompson. Captain Mitchell, effective immediately. You're promoted to Major. You're assigned to Air Force Tactical Development. Your job, find other impossible things that math says are possible. Test them. Prove them. Change warfare. Again. Understood? Mitchell. Sir, I'm just pilot. I'm not innovator. I'm not revolutionary. I just did calculations. Major Mitchell. You are exactly what Air Force needs. Someone who sees beyond conventional wisdom, who does math instead of accepting assumptions, who persists despite mockery. That's innovation. That's revolution. That's you. Accept it. Own it.
Do it again. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thompson stands. Others stand, briefing over. Mitchell exits. In hallway, Colonel Warren flew to DC separately, waited for Mitchell. Warren. Congratulations, Major. Well deserved. Mitchell. Thank you, sir. But this feels surreal. 8 days ago, everyone mocked me. Now I'm promoted and transferred to Pentagon. That's disorienting. That's what happens when you prove everyone wrong. Disorientation becomes recognition. Mockery becomes respect. Crazy becomes visionary. You did something nobody believed possible. You earned this. I just did math, sir. You just changed warfare, Major. That's bigger than math. That's impact. That's legacy. 73 soldiers went home because you did calculations. How many more will go home because this technique becomes standard? Hundreds, thousands.
That's legacy. That's what you created. Mitchell nods, processing, understanding. Sir, when I started calculations, I just wanted to solve problem, wanted to find better way to create LZ. I didn't think about legacy, didn't think about changing warfare, just thought about math. Best innovations come from people who think like that, who focus on problem, not glory, who calculate instead of pontificate, who do work instead of seeking credit. That's you. That's why this worked. Keep being that person. Yes, sir, I will. They shake hands. Warren leaves. Mitchell stands alone. Hallway, Pentagon, processing, understanding, believing. He changed warfare with math, with persistence, with refusal to accept mockery as truth. That's something. That's everything.
The numbers Operation Instant LZ technique, officially designated Concentrated Incendiary Area Clearance, used operationally 47 times in Vietnam, 1969-1973. Results: 47 LZs created average clearance time, 18 seconds average cleared area, 220 meters diameter, 1,147 soldiers extracted using technique zero casualties from friendly fire during LZ creation, 11 aircraft lost to enemy fire during missions, standard combat attrition. Success rate 100% technique, adopted by U.S. Air Force, all tactical fighter wings, Vietnam, U.S. Marine Corps Aviation, Royal Australian Air Force, Vietnam deployment, Allied forces, multiple nations. Subsequent applications: modified for Arctic operations, 1970s, adapted for urban clearance, 1980s, never used operationally, studied for wildfire containment, 1990s, limited success, referenced in development of thermobaric weapons, 2000s. Mitchell's original calculations, 400 hours of work, 73 pages of math, archived at National Archives, College Park, MD Air Force Historical Research Agency, Maxwell AFB, AL Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum. Cited in 147 academic papers on thermodynamics, military innovation, organizational resistance to new ideas, combat engineering, incendiary weapons effects, one captain. 3 months calculating, everyone mocking, until math met reality, until calculations saved 1,147 lives.
Until impossible became standard, until mockery became respect, until crazy became visionary. That's what Mitchell created, with math, with persistence, with refusal to accept impossible as answer. That's legacy, that's impact, that's everything. Today, Major General Harold Mitchell, RET. Mitchell is 86 years old, lives in Colorado Springs, retired 1991 as Major General, 32 years service. Career after 1969, tactical development, Pentagon, 1969-1972. Squadron Commander, 48th TFW, 1972-1975. Wing Commander, 432nd TRW, 1975-1978. Deputy Commander, 7th Air Force, 1978-1982. Commander, Tactical Air Command, 1982-1987. Vice Chief of Staff,
Air Force, 1987-1991. Awards include Distinguished Service Medal Silver Star Legion of Merit, 3X, Distinguished Flying Cross, 2X, Air Medal, 14X, Vietnam Service Medal, and approximately 30 others. But Mitchell doesn't display most medals. Office has one frame, contains photo of cleared jungle, March 20th, 1969. Original calculations, first page. Letter from Captain Morrison, dated April 1969, thanking him for saving Charlie Company. The letter says, Major Mitchell, 73 soldiers of Charlie Company, 1st Battalion, 327th Infantry, are alive because you refused to accept impossible as answer. You did math everyone dismissed. You persisted despite mockery. You executed perfectly under fire. We were surrounded, outnumbered, running out of ammunition, running out of time, running out of hope. Then jungle disappeared. Then helicopters landed. Then we went home. Everyone in Charlie Company knows we're alive because you did calculations, because you believed math, because you proved everyone wrong. We owe you everything. We can never repay that debt, but we'll never forget. Thank you for the miracle. Thank you for the math. Thank you for believing when nobody else did. Respectfully, Captain James Morrison, Charlie Company Commander. Mitchell keeps that letter displayed. Not medals, not awards. Letter from Unity saved. That's what matters. That's what legacy is. Not recognition from generals. Recognition from people who lived because calculations worked. When asked about Operation Instant LZ, Mitchell says, people focus on the dramatic part, jungle vaporizing, fireball, 20 seconds. That's exciting. That's visual. That's what people remember. But the important part happened 3 months before, in my quarters, doing calculations, checking math, testing assumptions. That's where mission succeeded, not in air, on paper. Everyone mocked the plan, said it was crazy, said it violated physics, said it couldn't work, but nobody checked my math. They just dismissed it because it seemed impossible. That's lesson. That's what I want people to understand. Don't dismiss ideas because they seem impossible. Check the math, test the assumptions, do the work. Because sometimes, not always, but sometimes, crazy ideas are actually correct ideas that conventional wisdom hasn't caught up with yet. I got lucky. My crazy idea was correct. Math worked. Reality confirmed theory. 1,247 people went home because of that. That's not genius. That's not heroism.
That's just doing math and refusing to accept mockery as proof of error. Anyone can do that. Anyone can calculate. Anyone can test assumptions. Anyone can persist despite mockery. You don't need special talent. You need persistence. You need willingness to be wrong. You need courage to be mocked. You need faith in math. I had those things. So I did calculations. So I proved everyone wrong. So people lived. That's it. That's the story. Math plus persistence plus courage to be mocked equals innovation. Simple equation. Hard execution, but simple equation. Simple equation. Simple truth. Simple legacy. One captain did calculations everyone dismissed. Proved everyone wrong, changed warfare, saved 1,147 lives. With math, with persistence, with refusal to accept mockery as truth. That's the story of how they mocked the crazy Napalm plan until it cleared a jungle in 20 seconds. Not because it was crazy, because it was calculated, because math doesn't care about mockery, because reality confirms mathematics regardless of conventional wisdom, because impossible is just word people use when they haven't done calculations. Mitchell did calculations. Reality confirmed them. People lived. That's everything. Forever.